Hello, Internet. I have 3 examples behind me that are a sample of my landscape paintings. And as you can tell, the color palettes are nothing like you might expect. And it's quite jarring to conventional or even experimental ideas of color palettes and color theory. Very much at dusk or at dawn scenes with the usage of Prussian blue and dioxane purple against contrasting colors in the backgrounds. So it's this real vivid, almost aggressive way of interpreting. It's when I think about them, it's especially, I don't remember the name of this one, and I don't really have a name for this one. I think this is Algonquin number 4 in the center. But that's what nature is that nature has two sides. It has its beauty, and it also has its beastly qualities. We like to think of dogs as cute and cuddly, but even a teacup poodle or a lap dog is a killer. It all depends on what provokes the animal, the beast inside. We live in such an era at this year, 2023. We're talking 25th of July. That when society goes against nature, or we have a culture that goes against the better nature of ourselves and tries to do away with tradition in order to establish a new world order, so to speak. I look at them right now in my mood, and like that's kind of the thing, is that every good artist creates a piece of work in which you can find something you can relate to it. If you can't relate to it, then it's not good art. And this one here is right there. Point to it. Is an image from around Huntsville, and somebody paid me to do it. It was a commission, and the relationship went south, and so I kept the painting, and admittedly I kept the money. It's very different. It's very different, very unique, because I always try to create something, especially if it's a commission, that is a reflection of the people. So this one in the center I did because I wanted to do it. And the same with this one. This image is from Vancouver Island, which I asked for the source photo from an acquaintance, someone whom I did a business deal with years ago with mountain bike parts, and we remained friends on Facebook and Instagram. Now, you're considering Canadian painting tradition, which everyone thinks is centered around, the Group of Seven and their works, and everyone centers around the big three, as far as I can tell, of the seven. But Tom Hobson wasn't part of the Group of Seven, when you think about it. Let's look up the history here. Because, again, I did my pilgrimage to up to Algonquin Park by myself in a combination of 2 weeks, and I did about 10 or 12 wood panel paintings. Let's look this up. So the Algonquin School. So everyone seems to concentrate on, I would say, A.Y. Jackson, Lauren Harris, and Emily Carr. Associated, anyways. Now, I very much like Carmichael. Carmichael's amazing. And then the same with Frank Johnson. I've seen Arthur Lismer's work. Arthur Lismer was an official war artist. And a member of, was a companion of the Order of Canada in 1967. J.E.H. MacDonald. J.E.H. MacDonald, his stuff was very, very different from the other artists in the Group of Seven. There's a bit of abstractionism in his work. And a lot of these paintings, again, they look ugly by contemporary standards or assessments because of the color palettes. But imagine seeing these in person and in the flesh, so to speak. And they all have they all have common themes. That was the point of, well, that's why you have the School of Art, right? Frederick Varley. Varley was also a war artist. Reminds me of Otto Fritz. Which is not what I was looking for. Otto Fritz was a German physician and biochemist who won the 1902 Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine. It's funny because I'm thinking about bodybuilding. It demonstrates that lactic acid is formed from glycogen in muscle. Let's see. Otto Fritz. I was thinking Otto Dix. That's right. And you think about, again, you know, the setting and the time, the culture, what was going on when the group of seven was painting. You know, especially immediately after the war. It says here again from the Wikipedia page, from 1920 to 1933. So just after the Great War, because the Great War, if I remember correctly, so. (1914 to 1918), so 4 years. 4 years of hell. You know, you have to think about how that left a mark on those people as painters, and the you know, how they were just trying to find something or create something that was beautiful. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera off. We're going to switch around, do a switcheroo. We'll do a bit closer up, and we'll get to the details. All right, let's do this one first. Now, I did this in the fall. This is from Vancouver Island. And I don't consider it one of my best. I honestly don't. I have a mixed relationship with painting, as artists tend to do with some of their works. But it's still very good, you know. I especially like, if I'm going to point out parts, the mountains in the background. And this one here, again, you know, there's very good details, especially, you know, the color fade in the background for depth in the rocks. I really like. In the trees in the foreground here, and then the vanishing point, and just the little tufts of grass. And this one here, as I said before, this is from the Muskokas. And my favorite part about this painting is this large tree here, and the upstrokes of the boughs, you know, rising up to meet the night, and, you know, sort of rest. You know, I don't know what to say. Because again, my relationship with landscape paintings has changed a lot over the years. All right, and like this effect here over a yellow, a dry yellow first layer, and then brushed on top and blended in to get these very fine changes here. You know, just that's how I feel about that area. You know, I love it. I love the Muskokas. I grew up there, like Barrie and Severn Bridge. Anyways, okay, so that's 3 of them. That's my toe. Very different species of evergreens and pines, and this would be these guys here, probably deciduous trees, with the coniferous in the background here. There we go. Maybe it's just how I'm feeling today, and I have been. You know, you start to see the innocence is lost. And you start out as a young person, especially as a young artist, with the whole world in front of you. And then you just want to see the, you know, as part of my character too, I've always wanted to see the best in other people, bring out the best in themselves. But the path to hell is paved with good intentions. And there's a lot of spectacular landscape painters out there, especially of the Canadian tradition. And it's mind-blowing how good they are. It really is. But in my opinion, it's saturated. And so hence why I moved on to other subjects. It was a fantastic education to do landscape paintings. And depending on where I go, because, you know, the identity of a people comes from its land. You know, that's the direct association. I don't, you know, as you may know, I don't approve of this cultural Marxism and this rainbow mafia, trender, postmortem propaganda mixed in with, you know, the more aggressive and extremist feminism, because these are the things that destroy civilizations, you know, mixed in with too much wealth, too much prosperity, sloth, you know, the 7 deadly sins, so to speak. And I have by no means lived an easy life. You know, I've suffered a lot. I would say again, because I just wanted to see the better parts in other people, and because I wanted to be accepted and I wanted to be part of in groups and cliques, you know. But artists and whores are a match made in heaven. You know, the cast-offs, the marginalized people of society, because don't seem to fit anywhere else. Now, as of the recording of this video, you see me wearing my one of my AAR shirts from aviation. AAR is a large corporation from the States that has 2 facilities. At the recording of this video, one here in Ontario and the other one in Quebec. So I've just signed on for work in Quebec and moving on with my life, basically. That's the truth. Moving on with my life because it needs to happen. And you can't live in the past, you know. If I'm gonna throw some advice in here. And I want to find myself a decent woman. And a decent woman is hard to find. So through sympathetic wavelengths and continuous effort, I believe that'll happen for me, regardless of how I feel right now. I'm staring at the pencil drawing up here, and I'll get into that in another episode of Art Talk. Because, you know, I didn't feel like I could fill an entire video with excuse me, with just each one of these in singular, because, you know, I've done at least 20 or 25 landscape paintings over the years, or nature focused paintings. A lot of them, or say more than a few of them, are in the hands of other people. Of course, there's I was dreaming of Banff. That's in the basement. I did one about that, and some of the Algonquin paintings, which I hope still exists. You know, it'd be a real shame if they were thrown in the trash or if they were destroyed. That's one of my greatest fears or anxiety, sources of anxiety, is that the works that I give away as gifts aren't appreciated because of how much effort it takes to make an oil painting in the first place. You know, like one of the Bruce Peninsula downstairs in the stairwell. One of the first videos I did for Art Talk. You know, that took me a year to finish. It took me a year. And this one here, you know, space is not empty. The space painting. This will probably take, I don't know, maybe another 3 months to do all the stars and to get the right values. Nothing worth doing is ever easy. You know, and I'm looking outside and it's dusk, right? And the trees look black with this light blue haze. You know, with the humidity in the air. That's what this one in the center is, right? He has this cover of fog, and you know, again, summertime. I can't play what time of year. This one would be probably closer to the fall, and there's lots of places, again, if I'm going to go over this, in Canada that I want to go to that I haven't been to yet. And I look forward to visiting, but they're so remote and they're so challenging to get to that I'll have to save up my money and be prepared for it. Because adventure awaits just outside your doorstep. And when you're someone like me, sitting around for long periods of time is torturous. I want to be doing something. I want to be moving around. Not all the time, frankly, because I'm getting older. You know, and I feel like a very old man from another era. You know? So that's that. I'm not sure what we're going to call this one, but excuse me. Thanks for watching. This has been an art talk. And this will be the first time that I ask people to hit that like button and that subscribe. You know, I don't want... Actually, that kind of annoys me when you're asked to do something when you should have the courage to do it yourself. You know, if you like something, love it. If you love something, love it wholly and 110%. Because without love in life or passion, then there really isn't much to live for. Depressing. Anyways, see you.